Hi everybody and welcome to my review for Shutter Island, directed by Martin Scorsese. It stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Ruffalo, Ben Kingsley, and a bunch of other people. Okay, so basically the plot of this movie, hard to describe. Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo are two U.S. Marshal agents who are summoned to Shutter Island. It's a mental insane hospital for the criminally insane. And they're summoned there to investigate the disappearance of a woman, a patient there. And at the same time, they're aided in this investigation by Ben Kingsley's character, who is a doctor at the institution. Aside from that, I really can't say too much else about the plot because it's hard to talk about this movie because there are so many twists and turns that I don't want to give anything away. But the movie itself is like a giant jigsaw puzzle. At least that's how it plays out. Because as the viewer, you're trying to figure everything out through this entire movie. And you're trying to piece together, okay, I now know this, but how does that fit in with this? And throughout the movie, you're getting more and more of Leonardo DiCaprio's character's past, and you're trying to figure out who this guy is, more or less. And then there's a big twist at the end, which I won't give away, but it completely changes the way you look at the film. And you have to think about the film again. When I had to think about it for a good 30 minutes after the film was over about what I thought of this movie, because the twist changes everything. While the movie has some scary parts, it isn't a horror film, which I think is going to throw some people off because the trailers make it look like a horror film, but it's not. It's a psychological thriller. That's really what it is. But what I really liked about this film was the suspense that Scorsese created. You feel like you're on the edge of your seat through the entire movie because he creates this. This movie just keeps building and building and building until the final twist. And he does a great job at that with the score, with the pacing of the film, the acting. The acting is really top notch in this film. Leonardo DiCaprio, especially, his character that he plays, it is a hard role, and he really brought his A game to this movie. I have a tough time deciding whether or not this is Scorsese's. If this is as good as Goodfellas, which is probably his best film, or if it's just a little bit if it's not as good but still very good. It is a very good film, and I think that the twist is going to leave a lot of viewers confused and possibly angry because it like I said, it changes the way you completely look at the film. But I viewed it as something that actually helped the film. That's just how I saw it, though. Overall, I'd say this movie is going to be an instant classic. Scorsese just made an amazing movie. I mean, I can't talk about it any more than I have, really, because, like I said, there's just so many plot twists, and I really don't want to give anything away. But the film is so complex. I can't envision anybody that's not an intelligent moviegoer that will understand this film or be able to follow it, because it's so mind-bending. You're constantly thinking as you're watching this movie, and there's no way you'd be able to guess the twist at the beginning. Well, there's two twists at the end, really. One of them is unknowable. There's no way you know it because Scorsese makes you think you know what the twist is going to be, but then throws you a second twist after a twist at the end of the film, which then changes everything again. So there's really no way you could know what's coming, which I've heard some people say, but I don't think that you can know what's coming. But yeah, like I said, unless you have developed the right mindset for these kind of movies, I don't think you're going to like it, because it's a very, very smart movie, and you have to be pretty sharp to be able to understand what this movie's doing and what it's trying to tell you. But still, overall, I would recommend this. I would give this 4 out of 4 stars. It's an amazing movie. I can't stress that enough. I think if this would have been released last year like it was supposed to be, it would have been nominated for Best Picture. And Leonardo DiCaprio might get an Oscar nomination for this role, depending on how good this year's going to be. He might. That's how good he is, and that's how good this film is. Well, thank you for listening, and be sure to check out my other reviews.